Flying can be an extremely stressful experience, especially if it's your first time navigating an airport. While there are many variables that can affect your flight, there is also a lot you can do to make sure you arrive at your plane on time and intact. So, we are going to watch about the how to check in at the airport.
Method 1. Preparing for your flight. First is confirm your flight.
The night before you are scheduled to fly, check to make sure that everything is proceeding as planned. After purchasing your ticket, you should have received a confirmation email from your airline. Check that confirmation to make sure the flight is still scheduled to take off on time. If your flight time has changed, make sure to adjust your travel plans accordingly. Depending on how long your flight has been delayed, it may affect any connecting flights you are intending to take. If you are concerned that you will miss your connection because of your flight delay, contact your airline. Continue to check on the status of your flight leading up to your arrival at the airport. Some airlines will send texts letting you know about delays, but it's important for you to continue to monitor the situation. Be especially vigilant during the winter or when bad weather is predicted, as this will oftentimes affect your flight.
Step 2. Pack your documents.
You will not be allowed on a plane without your ticket and identification. For travelers over 18, a driver's license or passport may suffice. Travelers under the age of 18 who are traveling with an adult companion may not be required to show identification. If you are under the age of 18 and traveling alone, contact the TSA or other appropriate authority to find out what forms of ID you will need. If you are traveling internationally, you will not be allowed on the plane without a passport. If you arrive at the airport without your ID, you may be able to fly anyway. You will have to fill out additional forms and answer some TSA questions in order to confirm your identity. Keep your documents handy. You will need to show them when you check in as well as when you go through security. So don't pack them in a hard-to-reach area.
Finally, arrive early.
There are many variables at play when you're checking in for a flight. So plan on arriving at the very least 2 hours early for your flight. If you are traveling internationally, traveling with small children or traveling with anyone with a disability, plan on arriving even earlier than that. If you are driving, leave extra time to park your car and take the shuttle over to your terminal, if required. If you are traveling from an airport for the first time, leave extra time in case you get lost while navigating the airport.
Method 2. Checking in for your flight. First is find your airline.
The first thing you'll need to do when you arrive at the airport is to locate your airline. Airports are divided into terminals, and different airlines are housed in different terminals. There are also different terminals for arrivals and departures. You will need to go to the departure terminal for your airline. You can find out what terminal your airline is in by looking online, calling the airport, or by asking one of the employees at the airport. If you are taking mass transportation or having someone drop you off at the airport, make sure you let them know what airline you are flying so they drop you at the correct building.
Step 2. Check your bags.
Depending on what you've packed, you may need to check a bag or two. Most airlines will allow you one carry-on bag, in addition to one handheld bag, like a laptop case or a purse. If you are planning to check bags, go immediately to the counter for your designated airline. If you are not checking a bag, skip this step and proceed straight to check-in. Travelers are allowed to check up to 2 bags, but there is a weight and size limit on those bags. Check with your airline to see what those weight restrictions are. Be careful not to overpack, as going over the weight limit for checked baggage may result in fees of over $75.
Finally, print your boarding pass.
In order to board your plane, you'll need a boarding pass. If you've chosen to check your bags, give your airline attendant your identification and they'll be able to print out your boarding pass for you. If you're not checking your bags, you can still go to the attendant for help, or you can choose an easier and faster option. Some airlines also offer kiosks for self-check-in. To use these, all you'll need is a credit card. Use the credit card to identify yourself and then follow the instructions on the kiosk to print out your boarding pass. Some airlines also give you the option of checking in electronically, If this is the case, you will receive an email 24 hours before your scheduled departure. Follow the instructions in the email to check in for your flight. Print out a copy of your boarding pass to take with you to the airport. If you have a smartphone, you can open the boarding pass with your phone and use your phone as your boarding pass.
Method 3. Going through security. First is take off your outerwear.
In order to go through security successfully, you will need to remove your shoes, jacket and belt. If you are wearing any metallic jewelry or accessories, remove these as well, as these will also set off the metal detectors. If you are over the age of 75 or under the age of 13, you will not be asked to remove your shoes. Also, you shouldn't have to remove your shoes if you are TSA pre-check. Check your pockets. Take out keys or anything else made of metal that might set off the metal detector. Try to remove your excess clothing while you are still waiting. The security line moves very quickly at the end and it's best to be as prepared as possible. Avoid wearing sneakers with laces or any footwear that is difficult to remove in a hurry. Once you have made it through security, clear the area and get dressed. Most airports have a designated bench or seating area, so you aren't clogging up the security line. As you compose yourself.
Step 2. Remove your laptop.
If you are traveling with a laptop, take it out of your packed bag and place it on the conveyor belt to be scanned. Smaller electronic items, like phones, Kindles or small gaming systems will not have to be removed from your bag in order to be scanned. If you are part of TSA pre-check, you do not need to remove your laptop from your bag. Make sure to check your pockets to ensure you have not accidentally left your cell phone or iPod inside.
Finally, remove any liquids or gels.
If you are planning to pack liquids or gels in your carry-on, they will need to be removed from your bag at security. All liquids traveling with you need to be less than 3 fluid ounces and you will only be able to carry 3. Hence, they call it the 3-to-1-1 rule. If you bring containers of liquids larger than 3 fluid ounces, they may be taken from you and confiscated by TSA. Members of TSA pre-check do not need to remove liquids or gels from their bags. If you have any open bottles, like a water bottle or soda, you will be asked at this point to throw them out. You will be able to buy additional drinks after going through security. It is generally easiest to keep all your travel cosmetics in 1-gallon-sized Ziploc bag. That way, when you have to remove them for security, you don't have to hunt down each individual bottle. Travel-sized cosmetics can be purchased at most pharmacies. Do not pack restricted items in your bag. It goes without saying that you will not be allowed to take anything dangerous onto the plane. But there are also non-dangerous items that you cannot pack in your carry-on. For the full list of items you can safely take on a plane, check the TSA website, as it is frequently updated.
Method 4. Checking in at your gate. First is find your gate.
Once you have successfully made it through security, it's time to find your plane. Check your boarding pass to see which gate your plane is departing from. Double-check this information on the departure boards that are just outside every security checkpoint. Once you have confirmed your gate number, head over in that direction. Make sure, before you leave the security area, that you have everything you need. You don't want to accidentally leave a laptop or jacket behind. If you're having trouble locating your gate, ask an airport employee for assistance.
Step 2. Stock up on food and drink.
Many airlines no longer serve food on their flights. If you are taking a long flight or traveling during a meal, buy some food and drink to take with you on the plane. Try to be considerate of your fellow travelers and don't get anything too messy or smelly, like tuna or eggs.
Finally, take a seat.
Once you've located your food and your gate, all that's left to do is wait. If your flight is running late or is delayed for weather or technical difficulties, you may be waiting a while. Pack something to help you pass the time and stay close to your gate area so you'll be within earshot when it's time to board.
We hope it is useful to you. Please subscribe to our channel to upskill yourself.